how does your this goes for all you guys on the panel here too. How does your organization assist people with their needs? Each individual, like I know it's a case by case. Everyone's story is different. So start.
Well, Southside, we provide basically, we're a drop-in that's open 4 days during the week, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And when you come through the door, there's a desk there. I might take your code that you have that you established with us and make a little profile for you, not to keep track of you, just to keep track of what we're giving out, right? If you need safe use supplies, I can provide them right there at the desk for you, or I can let you come into the drop-in where there's a TV, there's places for you to lounge, there's clean bathrooms, there's coffee, there's snacks, there's clean water. All those basic things that you just need as a person are available to you, whether you use drugs or not. They're in the drop-in, and that's what that looks like.
Is this comfortability? You're making them comfortable when they come there? Safe would be a word. Safe. Yeah, a safe nail, safe place.
A safe place, yes. Comfortable is relative for you, yeah.
And feel not, all right, the bathrooms and everything. You know?
And feel not judged.
Exactly. That's probably one of the most important things that everybody has to understand. That's going to be there. Not only you're working there, but as part of the member agreement to be a participant that uses the space, we ask that you be non-judgmental of each other and non-discriminatory in the language that you use. So the whole idea of harm reduction applies to all of us. Yes. Not just those of us providing the service. Thank you.
Now there are stories where it gets complicated because Jack is not a drop-in, right? And we don't just let people come and use the restroom because people tend to do things in the bathroom, and that's their use in the bathroom. And we've had that happen a couple of times where somebody asked if they could use the bathroom, and then the next thing you know, the peacekeepers is battling in the door because they've been in there too long. We know they're in there using it, and they usually are. And once it happened to someone that we had a relationship with, and it was very heartbreaking for us that person such our kindness for wikis. And we had to tell him, you can't come here for a while because you did that. And it hurt us because we were really hopeful for him. And that has happened a couple of times. So the reason I'm bringing this up is so people will know it ain't all pretty. Everything ain't pretty. And we just give it away and they come and get it and we don't have to go through nothing. No, we go through some changes and we go through a lot of emotional stuff. And for us to be women working here and having, our security, which I'm being, to help come get somebody out the bathroom when they lock the door and they have to break the door in, it takes a toll on you. But you continue to get up every day and be a service to the community anyway, because everybody's not going to do that. So just to know that everything is not pretty all the time.
Well, I'm glad you said that too, because maybe somebody might have got a wrong picture of how the drop-in works, because we do have bathrooms, but we have a policy with the bathrooms that we do safety checks every few minutes to make sure everything's okay. And we can get in the bathroom and have had to enter a bathroom because people do use in the bathrooms. And we've had one OD since we've opened in April, which is really good at considering, the level that things are. But we had one person that overdosed in the bathroom and we were right on top of it. He recovered and walked out like nothing happened. So, but yeah, you're right. It's not pretty all the time. It's high stress situation, but the nature of just taking care of each other is high stress. There you go.
Yes, sir. And now I would change it for a world, and we still ready to give away and do what we need to do in order to be a service to people.
Marco is a little different, as I said before. We're not out on the streets. We support those of you who are, and I think our strength in serving the community is trying to educate the broader population, supporting these grassroots recovery community organizations around the state. And these organizations are hubs for no shame, no stigma, just love and support. They honor all pathways. And Twin Cities Recovery Project, that Ms. Tate leads, is a great example of what a recovery community organization is. We work a lot with the peer recovery specialist workforce. And so these are people with lived experience with substance use disorder and recovery who are not clinicians. Their job is to help people get to that next step. So they've been trained and they use their own personal experience. A lot of
We'll call them paraprofessionals.
the system would call them that. I would say they have professional expertise. A lot of them, though, come from, an abstinence-based recovery. And that's a bias that totally understandable have. And part of what we try to do is to foster that learning, that breaking down your own biases, that coming back to this is an act of radical love, right? It's about helping people get to where they want to go. And to do that, we have to remember that what worked for me isn't necessarily going to work for somebody else. And that's a fundamental principle that is kind of hard to shake out of some people in the community, that, you just need to big book it and you'll be fine. So every opportunity, among other things, every opportunity we have, we're trying to host educational events, advocacy events, in addition to the technical support that we provide to these organizations. So a great example is just Monday, we partnered with Anything Helps, which is another recovery community organization, and we partnered with the Steve Roller Hope Network to put on a all-day harm reduction summit. We thought maybe like 30 people would show up, and the response was overwhelming. We had to turn people away in no registration. So many people were interested, and I was overwhelmed by the response and everyone in the room saying, "Why isn't this happening more?" And I thought, why isn't this happening more? And so that is an opportunity that we're going to keep running with. And I'm not, you are the experts in harm reduction. I want to facilitate and help remove barriers for these kinds of events to happen, to bring that knowledge together, to strengthen the work and to help to reduce those barriers. And the other way we try to support the community is through policy advocacy. So my organization has taken a pretty strong position on legislative issues that would remove barriers for harm reduction in our communities. And we've been much involved with that. We try to educate legislators. And that's like a huge source of tension. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of misinformation. And people judge thinking that, someone in an encampment had a choice to be there. And they judge thinking that person can control their situation. Yet, and we know those things are not true at all. And again, that's educating people that our brains, no one chooses.
That's right.
To be addicted. No one chooses to the unhoused. And once you've reached a certain level, you can't control that baby. And so that's part of what we're trying to educate people on as well. So as Marco, we really believe in grassroots solutions, and we're trying to support those organizations that do that. And that for us comes through that technical support for organizations, that public education function, and that policy ethics function. And Marco was on the work group for low barrier access to medications for opioid use disorder. And one of the number one recommendation to come out of that work group was these integrated right there support facilities. And that's what has to keep hacking, because we know that changes in our system are like classes in January, right? And it just takes a really, really long time, and you can't ease up. And we got to keep bringing the voice to the table. So I am the least effective person in this room, but that's what we can do.